Hey everybody, what a night this is gonna be. Hey everybody, Ron Onesta here, Artists on Lockdown, hanging and banging with you, episode 54, and I'm so happy to see you all. We took kind of a week off, we'll talk about that in a minute, but I am here tonight with a great show, as we have for the last 53 weeks or so, and joining me tonight, two legends, two icons, two brothers of mine. We'll start out with, I'm going to call him Little Vinny because it's Big Carmine. So, Vinny Appice, Last in Line, Dio, Black Sabbath. What's up, brother? I love that T-shirt, man.
Like that? It's the summer. I'm wearing white. Summer of white.
I just can't. You've worn white one other time. That white dress mob shirt that you had on that time. The collared white shirt. Other than that, I can't. You must have. That's got to be the only white shirt.
Yeah, I got two white shirts, this one and that one. But I've been getting a lot of emails from girls watching this show, and they say the same thing. They want to see more chest hair from Ron. You got the button all the. There you go. Yeah.
It's an Italian thing.
You need to put some hair in there.
It's. I got plenty if we can get close. But I'm Italian.
Don't get too close.
I got more Italian than more hair on my chest than my grandmother did, because that's a big thing for us,
So are you somewhere, or you're not at an airport?
I'm not at an airport this time, man. It's been crazy the last couple of weeks, I know, but I'm here at in St. Charles, Illinois, rock and roll heaven, and it's really, you know what? I hate to say this, it's really great to see you. It really is. It really is. I really missed you. No, I really am. I want to say everybody, we got so many people. We got from Cork, Ireland. We've gotten from New York. I'm looking at all our people. Brenda, Betty Ann, of course, Michael, Rich, Paul Cimino, Betty Ann Tavano, my Italian cousin. So there they are. Jan Greiner. Hello. Carol's there. Brian.
Paul,
so anyway, welcome
Paul.
Everybody. Yeah, we got a lot of people. Every week, it's multiplying. We're getting so many people supporting us. So let's bring our big brother to the microphone here, because I missed him too. The guy with not only is he a legendary, iconic drummer from Vanilla Fudge, Jeff Beck, Rod Stewart, so many other projects, but he, I gotta say, probably has among the best hair in rock and roll. Carmine Appice.
Betty, Betty Ann. It's like Bob Moran, Betty Ann.
What the hell is that? You know what?
It's a doo-wop. That's what I used to sing in Brooklyn in the subway.
When his hair was combed back like that.
My hair was combed back like this. I used to have to dip like that,
What do you take? I've got the same issue, kind of. Well, I don't know what's happening.
You got to get a chia pet. Hey,
tomorrow I get to do my new photos, my new press photos, PR photos.
Well, we got to do our press photos.
Yeah, I know.
All of us together. It's all on Vinny, because I'll fly anywhere.
Why don't you come down to Nashville at the beginning of August?
I will. Are you both going to be there?
Yeah, we'll be there for 3 days.
I will do that. Let's take some press shots.
It's not that far from you.
Doesn't matter. I'll come anywhere. And I gotta say, I honest to God missed you guys last week. Last week I was traveling a little bit. I was at Polestar, and most of you out there.
We were talking. We said, "Why was he in L.A.? Was he at Polestar?"
Actually, we said it's nice and quiet this week.
Well, it kind of was nice in a little bit. But no, I was at Polestar with some of our friends out there. I got to hang with Sebastian Maniscalco, who was a speaker there, and a couple other guys. It wasn't as attended as it normally is, but you know what? It was nice to get away from Chicago for a minute. L.A. was just, as a matter of fact, that was the weekend L.A. opened up, man, and everybody was kind of walking like on eggshells, but it was pretty cool. That being said, a lot of places are still shut down, stores closed. It's a little bit disheartening.
I'm in New York now. As you can tell by the different background. And you see this over here? This here is our ugly cup collection. Right?
You got too much time on your hand, my friend.
Whenever me and Leslie travel, we got some of the ugliest cups. I mean, look at this cup. I mean,
What's the ugliest? Pick out the ugliest.
How ugly this is.
Okay,
Fuck
where's
you.
it from?
This ugly. I don't know. We have to go look on the bottom where it's from. This one is
So,
from.
China.
Where's this from?
Romaine, China.
This is Nick's birthday. It's my son's birthday. Where's the ugly?
Hey,
Look at this.
tell Leslie to come on the camera.
Come on,
Hi,
Leslie. Come on
Leslie.
the camera. Say hello.
Another person with great hair.
Look at this.
Oh,
cup.
look at that. Okay.
Is that
So
ugly?
here's the thing. Here's what I'm thinking.
Give me another ugly cup. One more.
There's
quick
Leslie's
ugly cup.
hair.
Come on, give me an ugly cup.
There she is.
There's
Beautiful.
her hair. Yeah. This is an ugly cup from Italy. Here you go. You'll get that. Look at this thing. Look at this thing.
First of all, there's nothing,
Beautiful.
no such thing as anything ugly from Italy. Number
Oh,
one.
come on.
Number two. No.
Thanks, baby.
A couple of those,
Anyway-
that
anyway.
have a bigger mustache than you, Carmine.
Yeah, I know. But what I was going to
here's
say,
the thing.
New York,
We can
New York
either-
is open now too. New York is open. Now,
Yeah,
and
everything's
people
open.
on the
Chicago's
streets
wide
and
open
everything.
now.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. No, Chicago's wide open. And you know what? We could do one of two things. We can discuss all the ugly cups in the world, because that is a very interesting topic.
It
Or
is very.
we've got two major rock and
Bring
rollers
them
on the
on.
line.
Bring them on, my buddy.
First one
yeah.
let's bring, from Styx, from just being Dennis DeYoung, another legend, another hero, another icon. Let's bring him to the screen. Hey, Mr. Dennis DeYoung.
Hey,
Dennis.
Ciao ragazzi, come va?
Look at him, another Italian cousin over here. And I gotta say, Dennis, been doing this a long time. You guys have, and I've been doing it a couple of years, but I'm actually entering my 40th year doing it myself. And you are the guy, I gotta say, that has been such a friend, a mentor, such a good guy to us. My brother Rich here at, you and your family. I just have to say thank you so much for being such a mentor and such a friend to us, Dennis.
Well, thank
That's
you.
not what he said before, Dennis.
No, it's not true.
Get the pictures.
Should have
of me.
heard him before we went on the air.
Yeah.
I want the Peace Brothers to know that I'm half Italian. Unfortunately, it's this half, but nonetheless. So
Okay,
you're talking
well,
about
that's good.
cups.
We've had more Italians on this show,
Yeah.
right?
That's right.
Than anybody.
And we got to know though, is that background? Is that a studio? Is that a studio
take-
in your house?
Hold on, I'll tell you what it is. You know what that is?
No.
That's a green screen
Okay, like
for Gene Simmons's boot closet.
Yeah, right. No, that's 50 years of freaking history right there is what that is.
seriously,
Nice.
is that a studio here in the house?
It's my studio. Yep.
Oh, nice. I got a nice board. What kind of board is that?
That's a Euphonics 2000. It's
Big.
controlled analog.
It's on analog, right?
An analog board, but
Oh, great.
Carmine, set me free, why don't you, babe? My life, why don't you, babe? Please pick up your souvenirs.
Yeah, man. Great.
I used to sing.
Well, so
That's awesome, man. Because, me and Vinny have studio. Vinny built my studio. We don't have a board like that. But I love analog boards. We have a new song we just finished mixing, Stop in the Name of Love, Vanilla Fudge, done like Hanging On, the last thing Tim Bogert played on.
wow.
He was a great bass player and singer, that guy.
Yeah. and
singer too.
We're getting it mastered right now, and it's going to be out in the summer. And
Congratulations. I love to
yeah.
play that song on stage because I could turn my B3 on and off real quick.
Oh yeah.
yeah,
No, actually, it was my Leslie.
yeah,
What she
Yeah.
picked. Anyway,
cool, man.
Dennis
Well,
has a
whatever you-
Leslie. Dennis has a Leslie too.
Yeah. My girlfriend's Leslie, and Vinny's girlfriend's Leslie, and you got Leslie.
You got a Leslie.
Yeah,
Three
you got a
Leslies.
Leslie.
I used to like Mark because his vibrato was the same speed as a slow Leslie.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
right, you nailed it.
We could do it.
Yeah, he sounds
guys.
great. He sounds great on a new song. Let's bring Mike on.
I want to bring Mike Derosier on. You know him from
Hi.
Heart, the original drummer. Thanks for joining us, Mike. Come on onto the screen. We're very excited to welcome
there he is.
another great drummer, Hangin' Bangin'
Hey,
with us.
Mike.
How you doing, Mike?
Hey, Mikey.
How you doing? Good to
Good.
see y'all.
Yeah, man.
Well, you're an Italian tonight, brother. You're one of us. You're a cousin tonight. You're 1%. We got your DNA back. You're 1%. I don't know if you knew that or not.
So how would my last name sound then? Derosier is the way I'm used to it, but
Yeah.
DeRosie. We'll take the ER off. Mike DeRosie. Mike DeRosie.
Yeah,
DeRosa.
DeRosa sounds Italian. DeRosa
That's right.
sounds Italian.
It could be.
That really could be. Well, welcome here, Mike. It's so nice to see you guys. Dennis, again, thank you for joining our show. There's so much going on. I mean, the last 53 weeks or so we've been doing this show, and obviously so much of the discussion, hey, what you guys been doing on the lockdown, what you've been doing to keep yourself busy, you've been recording, and a lot of people have been doing obviously the same thing. But here we are. Things are starting to open up. We're at that end of the tunnel where the light is that we've been talking about for all these weeks, and it's so exciting. Dennis, you've got a lot of stuff happening. You've got you've had a new album. Now you got another new album, a volume 2 of that album. I mean, your head's got to be exploding.
Well, it was my last go around. The Italian, right? You guys know Frontiers Records, the Serafino Perugino.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. They said
I love Serafino.
They wanted me to make a studio album back about 2017. I said, why? So
Yeah, really.
finally, Jim Peterick from Survivor, he's my neighbor. He lives like 3 blocks away. He says, Dennis, the world needs your music. I said, have the world text me. I don't buy that. So anyway, he talked me into doing it. We did so many songs that ended up being 2 volumes. But this is it for me, guys. You know how this goes. I don't want to make any more albums. It's too much work, and people don't really care. They pretend like they care, and then they say, hey, play Come Sail Away. That's how it works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep,
Well,
you're
I mean,
right.
but the thing is, you've got so many hits. I mean, we've hosted your show so many times, and it's just so amazing. I mean, so many of the celebrities, they have 1 hit, 2 hit, 5 hits, 7 hits. I mean, your show is 2 hours of nothing but hits.
Yeah, they were good, those guys from Chicago. White guys singing high and playing loud. They were very good. That was it. We did the best we could. Like I say, all I am really is an accordion player, Beatle dreaming. That's all I've ever been. I was playing the accordion. Carmicha's, my mother was the Italian one.
Yeah.
And she told me it was the law, so I played accordion, and I saw the Beatles.
You know what I found? I found this book. Remember this book, Vinny?
Which was
This is my book of gigs.
Oh.
Went out in 1961, my first gig.
Wow.
And here, look, I don't know if you can see this. My first gig was $3. Can you see that?
Yeah.
Did you get
Look at
paid
that.
cash?
Yeah, got paid cash. And PS
January
131, January 1961.
Hey, you went
Little
up, then
stupid gig.
370.
And then 370.
Woo.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, but
Wow,
didn't you get some green stamp with that?
And the price of the book was 29 cents. How about that?
It's almost more than what you got paid for the gigs.
I know.
So, Mike,
know.
obviously original drummer from Heart, obviously a great band and everything, and we're going to touch a little bit about that. I'm so excited about Heart by Heart project that you've been doing. As I said to you off screen here at the Arcada Theater, Rock and Roll Heaven here in Chicago. We've had this band booked 3 times that we've had to cancel every time because of COVID. So we're going to be bringing you back. But I saw you guys at, I believe it was APAP, one of those trade show things that we have in our industry in New York. And I heard, is it Summer? Is that her name?
yes,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm walking by, I'm like,
she's right here. She's steering the boat here for me. 'Cause I
Well,
have
let
no
me tell
idea
you.
about computer stuff.
incredible. I'm like, oh, Ann's here. It's got to be Ann. I can't believe Ann came to New York for this thing. And I walked in and I saw you on stage, and I was listening to Summer, just the way she attacked the stage and hit those notes. Unbelievable project you have, Heart by Heart. How's it going, that
Well,
project?
yeah, and it's Ann Wilson is that's a tough bill to fill. But
Yeah.
she does a great job. So
That's incredible.
It's great.
We just not too long ago filmed Ann Wilson's special here, television special here at our place. And again, she filled the room with Ann Wilson-isms, But again, your project, the Heart to Heart project, musically is just as good. And frankly, I don't want to say, you can't really say better, but the fact is, it seems to me, and correct me if I'm wrong, your material, the material that we all know, as I'm listening to it, it seems like it's almost more aggressive or more lively, or you're really coming at it.
That's because you got a kick-ass drummer.
You got
That's right.
The man.
Yeah. It's I think you have to have more. I don't know if I've got more energy than I used to have. Probably not. But
Well,
yeah,
probably the whole thing is fresh. The whole thing is fresh, Right?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how it is for you guys, but I do struggle night to night. I mean, finding the gas to be able to make it through a night, it can be tough.
Did you stop playing for a while?
No, not really. But I've got a heart going on. I've got AFib. I don't know if you guys know what AFib is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your heart beats messed up.
Right.
Your heartbeat is trying to catch a cool rhythm.
Yeah, it ain't working either.
Yeah. No, Vinny told me that the other day. He was worried about the first gig he did 2 weeks ago, and but he had no problem.
Nah.
I haven't done a gig.
Okay?
I haven't done a gig since February 9th, so I can't comment on that one.
Well, once I get warmed up, I'm fine. I mean, it's one of those things that the body kind of takes over. And it kind of corrects itself, and then once I'm there, I'm fine. But sometimes that first 15 minutes, I feel like I did have the band look back, laying on the floor.
Who's that old dude on drums? Let's get the young guy.
Yeah, right. Well, it's just an amazing project. Go ahead.
The performance on Barracuda from those years ago is just insane. I love that.
Awesome.
I had to play it a couple of times. I had to learn all the ins and outs of that song.
Because of your brother, I had the 26. I love the big bass drum sound.
Yep.
And of course, I started out trying to record that thing without a hold or a pillow or anything.
Yeah.
And so I always got hassled. You got to put a hole in the bass drum. You got to do this to it.
Yeah, that's bullshit.
So what I did was I had a gong. I took the gong mallet off, whittled down a wood beater that I had, and stuck the felt mallet beater on top of that.
Really?
Oh, no
and
kidding.
I played Barracuda with it. Yeah.
Wow.
I had tightened the screws on the springs on the speaker pedal. Tighten those springs up so the thing would come back faster.
Oh my God.
That's innovative.
That's
That's innovative.
Yeah.
It worked. Once I started playing the groove, they were back in the room. Yeah, man, gotta go with that. It was a nightmare to play, but it worked.
I bet. Wow.
Dennis, on the new album, one of the two, I believe it was on Volume 1, you did a duet with Julian Lennon. Was it Volume 1?
Yeah, it was Volume 1, To the Good Old Days.
Tell me about that song, and tell me how, this whole thing, the two worlds, the Julian Lennon and Dennis DeYoung world, how'd that collide?
Well, this is my final album, and the title is 26 East, which was the address, my parents' home, where the nucleus of Styx was formed in 1962. 1 year after you, I saw Carmine. 61? I got to go. So we did that. We got together. But it wasn't until 64 where the little accordion player was watching the Ed Sullivan Show and saw those guys. And I went, "Gee, that looks like a good job." So it was at that moment we decided we're going to start playing rock and roll music. And I ditched the accordion.
What'd you see? The Beatles? Saw the Beatles?
Saw the Beatles on Ed Sullivan. Yeah, first night.
So did it, huh?
So I'd written this song, Hello Goodbye, which is on Volume 2, which just came out last week. And it was a Beatle-like song that paid tribute to all their song titles from a fan's perspective. And I thought maybe I'll get Jules to sing it with me. And then I thought, no, he shouldn't sing that. So I went to the piano and wrote To the Good Old Days. And I sent it to him cold. I didn't know the guy, never met him. but I knew he had talent. He sounded like his dad. And he wrote back. He said, yeah, I want to do it. I love the song. So we met in New York. There's a studio in Brooklyn. I can't remember the name of it. And Mario McNulty, he's the engineer. And we went in there and we recorded the tracks. And a great guy. And I came home and that was it, you know. And so you can imagine when you're a 17-year-old kid looking at these guys like they landed from Mars, these Beatle guys. They were the greatest job creators in the history of the music business. All of us are sitting here because of what they did for us. And so that's where the Good Old Days song came from.
Did you have a John Lennon moment during that at all? He's got the look, he's got the sound. At any point, did you have a moment?
I never mentioned his dad ever. Or I mentioned the Beatles once in context where I said I was trying to write this song and I played it for him, but I thought you'd be better served by doing this one. But no, I was very careful because look, when McCartney sings "Boy, You're Going to Carry That Weight" a long time, he could be talking about those Beatle guys. And I think Jules is a very talented kid, and you talk about carrying a weight. Carmine, did anybody give a shit who your dad was? Nobody cared who my dad was.
Yeah.
So I can't imagine carrying that that with him his whole life. But he's a very sweet guy.
Yeah.
Excellent point.
Yeah,
Mike,
I can imagine being John Lennon's kid, always being compared to him. It must be awful.
Can't imagine it.
Well, that's what happened with Vinny. He's always being compared to me.
Yeah. How'd it work out, Vinny?
Until I passed his ass right up.
Hey, wait a minute.
Good one.
I know you're going to ask Mike a question, Ron, but let me ask Mike. Do you remember the drum off we did, the second one with Buddy Rich?
Are you kidding me?
You hung out at my house for during that time.
Well, he's got it.
Oh, look at that.
There it is. There's the picture. Buddy Rich and Mike Derosier right there.
Great shot.
And the story I always tell
Nice.
from that is at the end we always played together, right?
Yep.
So I said, well, who wants to follow Buddy? Mike, how about you? Nope, not me. Vinny, what about you? You're fast. Nope, not me. Everybody there that was there. Nope, not me. So I said, you know what? I'll do it. I got 2 bass drums.
Yeah.
How about
that was.
He was the best. I mean, but it was amazing that we got him to do that because he used to hate rock drummers. But I think he definitely opened up after that. I mean, me and Vinny met him, and he was mad at me, I thought, and his daughter invited me into the room at the Starwood when he was playing.
The dressing room.
Said, come on into the dressing room. Tell Buddy the story. I said, no way, I'm not going. I heard that bus tape, and then she goes, no, come on. I said, Vinny, you come with me. So Vinny came with me, and we ended up smoking a joint with Buddy. Like we were both taking a hit, and we said this before on the show, taking a hit and going, I can't believe we're smoking a joint with Buddy Rich. And then he went out and played his butt off.
Flawless.
Really, really amazing.
You
All right,
go
go ahead,
back-
Ron.
No, I just you go back and it's hard to imagine. You think about Heart, you think about when Barracuda came out and the early '70s, but they actually started. Steve and the girls got together in 1969 actually. So right around there, and then obviously Mike was right there. And my question, Mike, is, in '69, aside from Janis, of course, wasn't a whole lot of female-fronted situations that were respected from a rock and roll perspective. Obviously, Motown, obviously the doo-wop, obviously the Supreme style kind of situation. But as heavy rockers, what was it like? I mean, you joined this female-fronted rock band. Did you have any, preconceived notions or reservations? Like, wait a second, a female-fronted, hard rock band? I don't know if this is going to work. Or did you go into it both feet forward?
No, I was working at a factory, and
okay.
I guess that was the choice.
That answers that. That answers that.
That answers that one.
I'll take anything you got. Yeah, there's dogs in the band. Sure, I'll take it. Whatever you got.
But was there a feeling of any kind of I don't want to say concern because the talent was there, but I mean it was unique. It was a unique situation.
No, some people that I worked with recommended that I go because I was thinking about getting in a situation, playing with somebody, and so the people that I worked with knew the band and said you should go check them out because I think they're looking for a drummer, and they got women in the band, but they're really, really good, and yeah, so I went and took a look at them, and I mean, and she just born with that thing.
Oh,
She just has it,
Yeah.
and
Yeah. And Nancy's
So I
not a
didn't- I
bad
didn't-
singer either.
yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I mean, they're as musicians, they're great, both of them.
Yeah. Yeah.
oh, they're
So
tremendous.
I saw them, and
it's-
there was no doubt in my mind. I want this, Can I be in this
see.
thing? Yeah.
So as you're doing it now, though, as you're going out there and you're doing the music of heart, I would imagine you're getting tremendous reviews, obviously, and people are just loving it. I've seen the audiences; they just respond so well. Are you still feeling? I mean, you mentioned earlier it's getting a little tougher every year, I guess, for all of us. But when you're on stage, are you still feeling that same Magic Man feel from back in the day?
Yeah, I wouldn't do it if I didn't like doing it. I really, at this point, and I kind of, we've kind of talked about how much longer. I really don't know how. I'll do it as long as I enjoy it. As long as I've got the gas in the tank, I'll keep playing. And I feel like in some ways I'm better than I used to be, hopefully. So, yeah, I'll just keep at it. I like nostalgia anyway. I like to go see bands doing what they did. I'd like to see as versions of songs are as close to the original as they can get away with doing it.
Yeah.
Thank goodness. I
So,
love to see
yeah,
that because a lot of bands, you find like even our friends in Chicago love the band Chicago. Obviously, we all do, and go to some of their current shows and they fray from that original song, like the exact way, and people want to sing along. I mean, they do.
Yeah.
And
Well, yeah, I believe that to satisfy that nostalgia thing, if that's what I think most people go to see bands our vintage, that's what they go to see them do. And if you deliver that thing that they grew up, playing on the dashboard or whatever, playing the drums
Right.
and doing those fills,
Right.
doing all the guitar chops and all that, you want to hear that, and you go away
Yeah.
unsatisfied if you don't get that. So
No,
that's
right.
the way it is for me anyway.
I'm sure
So
for
that's what
most.
we do. That's our purpose, I guess.
Oh,
And
it's a great
that
show.
Doing it that way is the fun way. If you want to
Well, we
morph
should-
the
we should
songs
do
into
hard-
something else, I'm sorry.
I was gonna say we should do the Heart Show and the Rod Experience together.
Heck yeah,
Yeah.
man.
That's the thing I
Yeah,
do.
let's do
I
it.
got members of the Rod Stewart band, and we do like the 1979 kick-ass Rod Stewart shows, and we do it like we used to do the show.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really.
And there's got to be
I would love
as
And I
people
love playing
begin
it
to.
too. Excuse me, Ron. Like with Young Turks, I never played Young Turks live. I was out of the band, I co-wrote it, but I never played it live. First time I played it live was in that show, probably at Ron's place.
Yep, by me.
I thought the Rod Experience, I didn't know it was Rod Stewart. I thought it was Rod, the guy who used to fix your Pantera.
He is experienced.
I don't know how you.
You didn't say the
Experience.
Rod Stewart Experience. You just said the Rod Experience.
Rod.
The guy who used to fix his car. I remember
Yeah,
him.
right.
He's pretty good.
Dennis, these freaking guys here. Anyway, your songs, Dennis. I mean, you've written so many of the Styx hits, obviously, and so many people love them. I mean, from all walks of life. There's got to be some story that you can recall of people that just came up to you and say, Dennis, I just love Babe, I love Lady, I love, all the Grand Illusion, all that stuff, that were not necessarily musicians. I mean, I know you do something, you've done something with like Adam Sandler, for example.
Was that the question? Oh,
Yeah. What did you do with like Adam Sandler?
Well, Adam Sandler, he's just his sister was a huge Styx fan. That's all, and so he was in the house when they were, like the North Koreans brainwashing our brothers and sisters with that music. And so he became a big fan. And, so I've, met Adam 3 or 4 times. And good you bring it up, because I was at a party of his about 4 years ago, and we were singing and playing. And Tom Morello, the great Houdini, was there. And so I met him, and he came up and said he was a huge Styx fan, which, shocked me a little bit. He's the Rage Against the Machine guy. I said, oh, good. He said, yeah, I came to see the Paradise Theater and Kill. I said, well, that's pretty cool. So then I wrote this song with Peterick for this album called The Last Guitar Hero, which is a song about how technology is replacing everything, under the guise in the metaphor of a guitar player being replaced by, we don't need guitar players anymore. They're annoying and they're show-offs. Okay. So anyway, this is the song.
Well, there's none of them here, so we're good.
Yeah, no, listen, you guys. Here's the pecking order in rock and roll. You know this, for Christ's sake. The first 3 most important people in the band are the guitar player, and the guitar player. then the drummer, then and then the keyboard player, then the bass player. And what's the deal with bass players? Carmine, what's the big deal? They play one note at a time. Why do they get the same amount of money as we do? You're playing.
That's a good point.
All this stuff. This guy's going thump thump. Big deal. Anyway,
You should charge by the note.
And not when you play with Tim Bogert. He plays too many notes at a time.
Yeah, that's true.
Let's face it. Can we all agree? Guitar players are show-offs. Anyway, so I wrote the song. I went, who was the last guitar hero? And I thought maybe Morello, because he's the last guy to do something unique with the guitar. So I contacted him like Julian Lennon, although I knew him, and he said he'd be happy to do it. So he played in the song "The Last Guitar Hero," and he's one of those guys, like 3 notes in, you know who it is, which is the deal.
And The Last Guitar Hero is on volume 2, right?
It's on volume 2, and listen, we all know this, guys. They talk about nostalgia. We're talking about that. Everybody loves nostalgia. Just rock critics don't, but everybody loves it. Even girls are saying, "You remember when I was 2 and I was being breastfed? That was great." So my thought is, with nostalgia, people come up to me now, or people that I owe money to, and they say things. Like this. They say, "I can't believe how much your music that you were involved in creating has had an impact on my life." Mike, everybody hears this, okay? We hear it over and over. But the truth is, when I was making this shit up, I was going along, Vinny, I was just trying to kick Queen's ass. And Hart, who needed them? They were too good. I don't need you, for instance, playing all these wonderful drum parts. Who needs that? I need less competition, don't you? Carmine, you agree?
Yeah. That's my attitude.
When we grew up with the Vanilla Fudge, we were just trying to kick the Rascals' ass.
Dino Danelli. I'm saying it out loud.
Yeah, man. Dino.
The man.
Dino. When you look at me on the Ed Sullivan Show, I look like a high-energy, spaced-out Dino Danelli.
I saw you do this. Set me free, why don't you, babe? Bop, boom, boom. Here's Dino Danelli. Watch me, Tom. Ready?
Yeah. He was awesome. And I had the chance in 2018. I played with the Rascals. It was with Felix and Gene, and we played all those great songs. Like you got all those great songs, so many songs, one after another. And we played at Ron's place. Did we play at your place? Yeah, we did play at your place.
Absolutely.
And it was so much fun, And I was playing it, back in the day. I met Dino before he was in the Rascals. He was in a group called Ronnie Speaks and the Yellow Rods. He's still doing this, the way he played. And his bass drummer, I'll never forget, he was opening up, Mike, for Gene Krupa, right? And I went into the Metropole using my older brother's draft card to get in. And I was sitting there waiting for Gene to come on. And this guy, Dino, was playing with his band. And he did this groove that was 8 notes, like, with his hands. And then his bass drum was going, boom, 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 boom. And I was sitting there going, wow. We had the 24 bass drum, no hole in it. And it sounded amazing. And when he came off, I said, wow, you really blew my mind. He's twirling sticks and all that. And I said, what was that beat you were playing? And I can't remember if I wrote it out or if he wrote it out. But I left that place after seeing Krupa with that groove written out and then went home and practiced it. And then he made it, in the Rascals, and I started hearing about the Rascals, and I started going around to all the clubs, watching them, and watching Dino. And they didn't have a bass player, so his bass.
That's
was
because
really
they heard
good.
Dennis's thing before about
That's
bass
true.
players.
Now,
That's
I
true.
don't know if you noticed or not, but all these Italians here, or my Irish friends say the Italians, John Panazzo, Chuck
Yep.
Panazzo, the rhythm section in Styx, Calabrese from across the street. We lived on the same street. What is it with the Italians and the drummers? Not bad.
In Chicago.
Right.
Dennis, I want to ask you though. It's been so amazing to watch your career, and even retrospectively. And you're talking about some of the stuff, obviously so theatrical, from Mr. Roboto, Hunchback, what you did with Hunchback in Notre Dame, the name, the Isle of Misanthrope. I mean, things are so deep, so theatrical. Where do you get your inspiration for some of these things? I mean, it's so deep.
I think, guys, you can back me up on this. My mortgage payment has been the best motivator. I don't know. Look, I said this a million times. Here's what I do. As a writer, I find some chords that I like, then I stick notes on the chords that I like, then I find words that fit on the notes, and then I just give you my point of view about my personal life and the world I see around me, hoping that you guys and those people out there will find themselves in my story. That's what songwriters do. You hope that what you come up with will connect with lots of people, and when you do, they pay you handsomely. So for when people say, what's your favorite song? I don't have a favorite song that I did, because after I write them, they belong to the people. They don't belong to me. It's what they make of them rather than what I was thinking. That's the important thing.
Yeah.
Well, it's just it's amazing. Some of the like who would think, do this great body of music, and then you're thinking, okay, now I got to come up with a title. The Isle of Misanthrope comes to mind. How does that how does it even happen?
Yeah, right.
You're going to get me going down a rabbit hole with these people. But let me just say, the last year and a half, if we haven't figured out that the human race is filled with so many jackwagons because they can't wait to tell us about themselves on social media, or the politicians, I belong to this group, hey, thin crust pizza, no, deep dish, you an idiot. So does everybody in this country hate everybody? Is that what's going on? Because it looks like it. And a misanthrope is just a person who hates humanity. So I started thinking, what's going on? I mean, was I asleep for 4 years? I woke up and suddenly everybody doesn't like each other? Do you remember this ever? You're Carmine, you're older than me, a couple months. But truthfully,
I remember Love and Peace.
My life.
Love and Peace, remember that?
That's it, man.
I walk around like that, and everybody's love and peace, man. All the peace signs and the love signs everywhere.
Yeah.
I noticed that out
Sammy
here
Davis
in
Jr.
Seattle.
used to do it.
Yeah, man.
Well, now it's, here's the thing. Let's face it. We all know what this is. Carmine, Vinny, Mike, I say, bring back the fist fight.
Yep.
Somebody says something stupid. Remember those days?
Yeah, man.
You hold your tongue because you're afraid you get smacked upside your head. Now, every jackwagon can go in the anonymity of the internet and say the most egregious things they would never say.
And hide.
To anyone.
Yeah.
And hide.
Well, there was respect too. Even if you didn't like the person, you respected him. You didn't, call his mother names.
Yeah.
It's it's dangerous for man. It's dangerous for this country. We see
the
last year and a half where people are just going, wait a minute, what's wrong with yous? This is easy. People, I still think the media, cable news, they do all this to get us to watch and listen, right?
Yeah.
Causing conflict constantly because people like conflict. Let's not, nobody watches the Girl Scout, selling cookies. They want to see the Girl Scout being, dragged away.
It's a style of the day.
Conflict. These people are constantly on TV masquerading as people in the news. They've got a political point of view. They're just arms of a party, and that's dangerous to us.
Hey, dude, do you remember when the news used to be the news?
The news.
Yeah, forget about
It's not political stuff.
Now it's
opinions.
News.
Now it's opinions. But what about today? That thing that that building that collapsed in Miami. I mean,
I didn't see
was
that.
unbelievable, man. It's a 12-story building collapsed.
Yeah.
1 o'clock in the morning with everybody in bed.
I wonder if it's
Oh
a
my
sinkhole.
God.
Really?
Maybe
Probably was.
right
You
by
know, I live in Florida. We're in New York now. I live in Florida, and and there's a big lake where we are. And I went down with a friend of mine. We went for coffee, and he gave me a little tour of the neighborhood. 'Cause I've only been there a year, and I said, yeah, that's a nice house, taking a long time to build. He goes, well, you know, that house was built where the lake used to be. Part of the
man.
lake was in there. I said, what do you mean, used to be? He said, yeah, they brought in all this rocks and dirt and everything, and they filled up the lake. So
Oops.
God knows,
Oh,
you know?
now
South Florida.
Miami.
Outside West Palm. That was
Where?
in Miami. That was in Miami, that sinkhole.
I've got a place in Boca.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I'm close, 20 minutes from you.
Fantastic. We should get together. My drummer, Mike Morales. He lives in West Palm, right by you.
there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know,
so-
look, you've been in Florida. Listen, is this a
Yeah.
conglomeration of crazy people?
It is
I
now.
like it. I like it there. I'm having a good
Oh,
time.
it's wonderful. You just
Yeah.
it's wonderful. But no,
Well, we'll exchange emails and we'll get some numbers. And I think I have your number. Whenever you're down there, you call me.
absolutely.
That'd be what a reunion that would be. That'd be a great
Yeah.
time. You guys are gonna meet at IHOP and do a little karaoke at IHOP. We could do
Yeah, IHOP. What IHOP? There's no IHOP down
a
there.
little Denny's, little
You know,
karaoke at
there's no-
Denny's. We could
there are
do.
no diners, hardly any diners down there.
No,
That's a
Hardly
New York
any
thing.
diners. It's unbelievable.
New
there's a
York
deli.
thing.
There's a deli right by my house.
There's delis, but no diners.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
As
And
long
you
as
know,
they have
we're in New
salami,
York
right?
now. We went looking for bagels yesterday, like a bagel place. There's no bagel places here anymore. You know, it's like
That's serious.
There used to be one, 3 or 4 right in the block area. Now you got to walk 10 blocks to get a bagel, a real bagel. So I went to this place on the corner, and I said, "Let me have a couple of bagels." $1.70 each. You know, I mean, where's my bagel?
You might as well just have toast.
Yeah. All right, salad with
Now, okay, so all right, guys. Now we've relegated to be talking about bagels and toast. What is wrong with you guys?
Hey, we're having fun.
You're killing me. Every
bagels are
week
great.
we do. I'm sure they're great. But every week we are here hanging and banging. Everybody, they've been following us, Artists on Lockdown. We got a little commercial that you guys did about next week. Make sure everybody, you guys got to be liking us, sharing us, telling everybody about Artists on Lockdown, hanging and banging each week, Thursday, 6 p.m. Central. Let's see what we got coming next week. Ben?
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 It's there.
He was
Action.
so engaged he went to sleep.
Action. Action.
Coming next week, we have a bagel recipe from Carmine.
Without
And
the hole.
Live.
Some
Ben?
fresh butter from Mike
Ben.
from his farm.
Live from Carnegie Deli down in New York, Manhattan.
Yeah.
There
All
you
right,
go.
we're gonna keep on rocking and rolling here. I'm sure Ben will be able to find our commercials. So,
He went out for a bagel.
he's out for a bagel. We're gonna call him Bagel Ben.
He went to do the Sting podcast. That's just neat.
Yeah, right.
Oh, there we go.
Uh-oh, there we go.
Oh, shit, I'm wearing the same shirt. Don't show that.
We have Tracy Guns next week. And Don Jameson
Don
from
Jameson
Yeah, no
from
sound.
That Metal Show and the Don Jameson Show. But check it out, July 1st. Carmine I and Ron Onesti. What's his name? Ron, whatever his
quit
name is.
that,
Ron Onesti,
please?
Whoa.
the guy with the meatballs. So check it out, July 1st. Thanks.
Hanging and Banging. Dennis, he's making fun of my meatballs. You're supposed to defend me, Dennis. He's making fun of my meatballs.
No, don't do that. But don't say a word about the brajol.
Hey,
Brajol, yeah.
The Brajol. We have that too here now.
I haven't had this brajol yet.
Oh, you
Oh, really?
Nope.
That doesn't sound good.
Yeah,
you got to
that
buy
sounds
me
too
dinner
good.
first there, Vinny.
No one does meatballs too.
Yeah.
Ron's meatballs.
Ron's meatballs. We have a lot of fun here. Mike, I got to
Yeah,
ask
so
you
Mike,
something.
when you play Ron's place, he makes the best meatballs.
You're going to
Yeah.
love it.
You're gonna
You're
love the
it, Mike.
meatballs.
All right, I'm in. That's a good enough reason to go there.
Thank
Yes,
goodness.
I just have
I know. It reminds me of one, I can't remember one performer, but we were on this show here and we're talking about the meatballs and we just talked it up. And man, you're going to I love it. 10 minutes talking about the meatballs. And after it was all said and done, he goes, great, I'm a vegetarian. So that sucked. So, but Mike, I did want to ask you, congratulations, you're an inductee in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, but you were inducted by Soundgarden's Chris Cornell. And obviously, we lost Chris.
Nice.
And, now, obviously, can you take me to that night of the induction? Why was Chris asked to induct you? And tell me about your relationship as a band with Chris.
I don't know why he was there, to tell you the truth. I don't know why he was a
There's got to be a reason.
There was a bunch of people from Seattle. There was guys from Alice in Chains there, and,
Right.
at Soundgarden. I don't know why he was there. He didn't seem to feel like he was that comfortable with doing it.
Really?
He apologized to me. He couldn't remember how to pronounce my name. He was just it was uncomfortable for him. Yeah.
Wow.
As far as my experience, it was uncomfortable for me too. I didn't.
Oh yeah, because you guys have been broken up forever.
Yeah, I didn't really have a desire to do it for a number of reasons, and so everybody else was into the idea of doing it. So I said, okay, I don't want to be the only one. So I went down and we rehearsed. I said about 3 words, Stan and Nancy, the whole time. We did the gig, and that was pretty much it. It was strange, and I still think about what happens to bands. What happens to people? Dennis, you were talking earlier about the vibe in general, kind of, with the country, maybe the whole planet, but most of the bands that were inducted that day, they're not together anymore. Probably 80% of them.
And they're not talking to each other either.
Yeah, you stand over here, I'll stand over here.
Yeah, or
Your table's
lawyers
here,
are behind
our
them.
table will be over here.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you make all this dough. You get to the place that you dreamed about being when you were a kid together, and then you get to a point and you can't stand somebody else's guts. It's just weird.
And Dennis, you could speak a lot to that, obviously. I mean, and I just got to tell you that I am such I'm so grateful, or I'm such what's the word? I mean, besides being a fan, but the fact that you are all about this whole reunion thing. The Styx is hitting 50 years next year, or now, whenever it's the next few months, and you are willing to do this reunion, and the other guys aren't. What the hell?
Well, look, here's the thing. There's 3 guys. It's Tommy and JY and me. That's Styx. That's all that's left. The Chuck appears once in a while, but it's not like there's a band called Styx and me. It's just the way. Listen, you get in a room with these guys, and you have the best intentions. All rock bands are like this. The big story, Mike, is not that the rock band broke up. It's that they stayed together. That's the story. When did that happen? Rarely. Because what's going to happen is, in any band, all the participants, particularly when there's success, want to feel they were responsible for that success. And the difficulty arises when someone doesn't feel that they're getting enough props for the overall success. And what makes bands generally great is their weaknesses. Follow me on this.
Mm-hmm.
Makes a band unique, okay, is the fact that some of the guys can't do things like Buddy Rich, but they can do things their way. And that's the truth for all the musicians. So they do something that they can do, which turns out to be unique. And when those people get together in a room, they make something.
They make magic.
That's different. Because you get the best players in the world in a room, put them in there, and it's nothing. Doesn't make any sound. It's just great players. But a band, a rock band, it's their weaknesses can become their strengths. Don't tell me if David Byrne from Talking, if he could sing like Rod Stewart or Elvis Presley, he would have. But there wouldn't have been Talking Heads. So he did it his way. What happens? People, they stay together a long period of time. The drummer wants to feel he's most responsible. So does the bass player, the keyboard player. And we all know guitar players are just a pain in the ass. Anyway, but am I right?
That's
Yeah,
right, dude.
absolutely.
Right.
Well put.
We with Vanilla Fudge, we broke up. We had different Vanilla Fudge versions. And then we had a manager that said, we got to get you guys back together because you guys are too great to be, separated. And we got back together in like 2005, 6, whatever. And we pretty much been together until Tim retired, but the three of us stayed together and we're still together. And, and like the other day we had a bit of an argument over the mixing of the thing, but, and the engineer, one of the guys said to the engineer, hey, we've been together 54 years. We know how each other react,
Yep.
Yeah, I can understand that. Yeah, there's going to be those times.
Yeah.
You can't help. There's going to be disagreements, but why does it end up having to be such a catastrophe? Everything gets to a point to where even the smallest things sometimes can set people off, and you can't. And you're doing so well a lot of times.
Yeah.
Yep.
Two things. Number one, when you lose sight of the idea when you're in band that all boats rise with the tide, when you lose sight of that, the band is in trouble. Because the collective is what's really important. Now, there have been people who says, I like this one. He's my favorite. I like Ringo. It's that kind of shit.
Yeah.
Ultimately, most of the people will like the thing, okay?
Yeah,
Here's
the
my
whole thing.
premise. Carmine, back me up. I want you to bet. Vinny, you've been in a lot of bands. Listen to me. Two reasons rock bands break up. It's rarely really creative differences. I think it's drugs and alcohol.
Yeah.
Everybody's doing shit they shouldn't be doing and using.
That's right, bro.
Number one. The second reason, somebody slept with the bass player's wife.
A bass player, right? Who would do that? But you know what? Here's an inkling, though. I mean, you touched on it, Dennis. It's you three guys. Carmine, it's you three guys, through history.
Yeah.
You look at Heart, and I don't know, call me crazy, but if you look at the past members, Mike, was there 35, 40 past members of Heart? I mean, there's a little inkling there of what's going on.
You mean members? You're talking about members?
Members.
Yeah, band members.
I think there are some people that just like Dennis was talking about, that the chemistry. It's all about chemistry. It really is. I mean, that's.
Yep.
And some people are just in denial about it. They don't want to acknowledge that is a real thing.
Yeah, it is.
That you change a couple of ingredients and it's not going to be that same pie anymore. It's not. And so you have to recognize that, or if you want to deny it, you got to go off on your own and make it on your own, with your own thing, with your own style, your own whatever. And a lot of people think they have somebody whispering in their ear, yeah, man, you can do it on your own. You don't need us. You don't need them.
Yeah.
They start buying into it.
It's the soul career whisperer. You are
right.
a star. Hey, Tiger Beat, you are a star in your own right. Just go over by there. They forget how hard it was to go from here, which is nothing, to there. Because once you're there, you start to get myopic. He says, oh, yeah, we deserve this. The minute you start to thinking that you deserve anything in this universe, right, you're out of your mind. Nobody deserves nothing in this universe. You get what you get. And when they come back and they say, fairness, come on, Carmine. Where's that con? Fairness is in the eye of the beholder. It's like no, but there's no such thing as fair. It is what it is. I hate saying that, but it's true. But for you as the drummer in Heart, those early records, that was a band.
Yeah.
That
was the sound.
Name Mike? Was there another producer named Mike who produced your records? Those Heart records?
Mike Flicker, yeah.
Yeah, I met him once, and I thought, you know what? Great. Those records sounded great.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
It sounded.
They did.
Everything sounded present, live, not over processed. You could imagine, to me, the best records, unless they're novelty, they sound like a live performance somehow in a great room where everything is fitting together. Those are my favorite things.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
That's right.
Well, I used to love hearing Carmine's drums on just about anything he ever did, and that was what I was trying to get. That was what I was going for.
I'm still trying to get that.
Yep. Well, spend less time on your hair and more time on the drums.
Oh,
You'd be
shut
okay.
up, you.
And that's
I'm jealous.
wrong. I went wrong, Carmine, because I wanted to sing like your drums, and nobody cared.
Yeah.
Yep.
You did you once told me how Mark influenced you when I first met you, and I could see it because you got a great voice like him. I mean,
Oh
he's
my gosh.
74 years old also, and he sings so damn good. My voice is kind of going, I don't know why, but it's I got maybe reflux or some stuff, and my top end is gone. But Mark is just so powerful and still so great.
Yeah, he's always been.
Always been amazing singer, amazing, and an amazing organ player.
Yeah.
Are you so you're going out this year, I believe, Dennis, with the 40th anniversary at Grand Illusion? No, you're not doing that?
Here's what it is. God willing, and the creek don't leak. I'll be going out maybe February next year. But listen, guys, I'm 74. Carmine, you're like what, 74? So I'm gonna let all the bands that want to go out and test the waters go first. Because my theory is this: these bands have a couple of people in the band and very big alimony payments. Me personally, I've been married 51 years. I didn't split my money anywhere, and I'm gonna watch because I don't need the pressure on myself or on my audience to force it to say, how is this working? I think in the next 6 months, I'll have a clear picture. I'm supposed to go out next year and do the restaging of the Paradise Run. I know you're going to like to hear that. But really, guys,
yeah, man.
Here's what I think about the human race. Nobody knows nothing. Everybody that shoots their mouth off, whether it's politicians, scientists, religious people, I think they're making it up half the time. Because when they talk about settled science, back me up, guys. The Big Bang happened, remember? Boom. Science was settled.
Right.
It's just us that don't know what it is. We keep scratch and sniff. I wonder how this works. So for me, I'm not going to put my audience or myself at risk. No, that's just it. Now, honey, don't divorce me. I'm begging you.
Love her. And Mike, you guys are coming out with Heart by Heart, aren't you?
Oh yeah. We're gonna play as much as we can get away with this summer, and beyond that, I don't know how many more years of riding in a van and getting up at 4 a.m. to go to the airport. I got in me. I'm not as quite there as far as age-wise.
You can't do that.
I'm 70.
You can't do that. At 4 a.m. to the airport. Forget about it.
That's terrible. Get the
We
extra
ain't
night
doing
hotel.
that.
I'll tell you what, I love that co-bill, Carmine, of the Rod Experience and Heart by
Me
Heart.
too. You hear
What
that,
a
Mr.
great-
Steve Love? You hear that?
Oh, that's a fabulous one, man.
It
I'll
is.
tell you
It'll
what,
be great.
I'm first in line for that one.
No,
Mike-
last in line. That's
You're
Vinny.
last in line, dude. Don't forget.
Oh, that's right. Well, because I'm
Hey,
first
we
in line,
should
you're
put
last in
and
line.
Vinny on there too, last in line. What a bill. We played a lot of hits that night.
Well, he'll do his Sabbath thing. You do the Stewart thing. He's doing the Heart thing.
All right, there you go.
One more
We
band, then
can
we
do a
got a
drum battle
freaking.
tour.
Yeah.
I just
Drum
had
battle.
an idea.
We
Why
did
don't
that.
you
We did that, Ron. We did a drum battle tour before we played your place. It was
Really?
a drum off tour. It was me, Vinny, Mike, and Sandy Gennaro. And we went out and we played the Agoras and we sold them all out. And we did Mattel Sonics was our
Sponsor, yeah.
and we sold out everywhere. And then we ended up in LA with 10,000 people at that drum off with Buddy Rich. It was so much fun. Not having a guitar player on there or nothing.
Yeah.
Right?
No
It was
singers,
all
no
drums.
guitar player.
Singers, no guitar
Oh,
player.
really? Just drums?
Yeah, we had a marching band come in the middle. We had the
Come
drum
on.
set. It was a great time. We had electronic syndromes in the front. I think I did a disappearing drum solo. I don't know if I did it on that one, but
Carmine,
we just had a good time. We had a good time.
Between the Fudge, what else we got? Cactus. We got all your
Drum Wars.
projects here. Drum Wars, and then maybe we'll do a Rod Experience. But you could basically be the house band here every
I could
weekend.
be.
We can do something.
We can do that.
Well, I got to tell you guys, another great night. Dennis DeYoung, what could, I'm always pouring my heart out to you because you've always been such a good friend to us, as I mentioned, as I opened the show with. We love you very much and your family.
Does Dennis live around where you are?
Yeah, man. He
didn't know
lives
that.
not too far.
I know,
Matter of fact,
you mentioned Jim Pederek.
I was by Peterick's house not too long ago. I should have rang your bell.
Well, that's why I live in a gated community.
All right, this guy.
Yeah.
There you go.
No, it's a big deal down the south side. You're Burr Ridge, right?
Burr Ridge. Now, I'm in a gated community. If we shoot on site, it's okay, Carmine. I'm not worried.
We got snipers posted. Anyway, all the best to you and the family. Dennis, Mike, again, I look forward to, I'll be talking to Jerry. We'll figure out when you guys are coming over here.
Yeah, let's connect.
We got to do it. Everybody, once again, thank you so much for joining us each Thursday. Hanging and Banging Artists on Lockdown. I am with my brothers Carmine and Vinny every Thursday, 6 p.m. Central. Make sure you like us. Make sure you share us. Check out our podcast on Spotify, iHeartRadio. We are all over the place. This was episode 54. We're in our second year. I guess our second season. I don't know how that's going to work. Hope to see you next week. We've got a big, big show. And thanks for watching. Thanks for supporting us here each week. Artists on Lockdown, hanging and banging. See you next week, guys.